This past weekend, I experienced spiritual warfare like I've never experienced before. This moment right here was one that changed my perspective of what God has called me to do. This year I was asked to be part of the intercessory prayer team, which I willingly said yes to almost immediately. And by doing that, that meant that before service in the evening times and then in the morning session, we were to be there at least 30 minutes, if not an hour beforehand, to pray over the service. There were 7 of us on the team, and during our time, there were 3 days for the convention. The second day, we received information that one of the intercessor prayer people that we had there, her nephew passed away. Then the next day, one of our other intercessory prayer ladies, her sister passed away in the morning. I know that might seem like a coincidence, but my spiritual radar was going off after the first lady who had a family member pass away. And it just seemed kind of odd that it was her, seeing that she's part of the intercessory prayer team. And then when it happened to the second lady, even more so, okay, Lord, you are just... All right, the Lord is reminding me of something that he showed me, and I did not write it down. Just had an epiphany moment. Okay, Lord already told me this was going to happen. Okay, moving on. I'm telling you, sometimes God just light bulb moment, right? So, with all that being said, our overseer's wife had messaged me, and she said about how she was realizing the process that was happening. She said that it's not a coincidence. Of course, I said it too in agreement, that 2 of our intercessory prayer people had a death in the family. And mind you, the Holy Spirit moved every single time within our prayer times, and it affected, because of our prayer and God granting and coming forth and being faithful like he does and moving within our services, it is no wonder the enemy was attacking. That picture I showed earlier of me in war mode, pretty much, is the best way I can put it. I was really hesitant about even posting that when I did the first day, much less even now, because, it's not the best looking photo of myself, because as a hot mess in the face, I'm just crying and my face is red. But I wanted to let you know that sometimes spiritual warfare gets ugly. And I'm not just talking about my appearance. I'm talking about how it affects others. And being someone who is an intercessor costs. It costs our time, and it costs sometimes with, I don't want to say the loss of a loved one, but sometimes it affects our family and our friends and other situations too. This is not me saying that if you are someone who is an intercessor of prayer, that your family members are going to die, or that to scare you to say never pray because then your family will die. I'm not saying that whatsoever. What I am letting you know is that the enemy will attack. And I just don't see that as a coincidence whatsoever, because of what God was doing within our convention, and it made the enemy mad. And that prayer that you saw, that prayer moment with me running, that was when I actually got up after being in the midst of literal, in a birthing position on the floor, crying out, and God was just doing something. And I heard our overseer's wife said, I believe she is birthing revival for our region. And in that, I was being an intercessor for our region. I was literally physically being that intercessor. And Satan does not like it when we are obedient to God. And I just want to let you know to not be afraid of, even when things go wrong in your life, Satan will do stuff to make sure that you are feeling overwhelmed, frustrated, and to the point where, or redirect your whole mindset altogether, like a sickness or something like that within your family or you, right? To get you off the game. But like, I just want to let you know, like, even myself, we got home and our freezer went kaput. Something happened and our house was rank. Okay. Same day I cut my thumb, right? And you can't see, but my dog scratched me up when I went to pick him up today from the kennel, right? So it's just like, what else can go wrong? But I want to encourage you to be watchmen, be vigilant, and understanding that these are just things that Satan tries to do to try to get you frustrated, upset, off course, so that you no longer pursue after Christ, so that you don't continue on the path that God has you on. And I want you to be aware of that, so that when that happens to you, no matter if you're an intercessor or not, just a matter of just praying or being in a relationship with God. This is just a video for me to encourage you. I don't have a word from the Lord in this video. I just want to encourage you, to let you know that sometimes warfare gets ugly and you're going to just have to brush it off, put a Band-Aid on it, and move on, right? You're going to have to bury your loved ones, take medicine, go to the doctor, whatever, to help get better, but continue to be faithful in whatever God is calling you to do. So in closing with this thought, I just want to encourage you to not give up, to continue to pursue after Christ, no matter what cost is going to come. These tiny little things that have happened to us personally, I'm talking about me and my family, I know they were just tactics of the enemy, and being aware of that helps me to be able to fight back, right? The other two ladies, having a family member pass away, that's not really something that, you can fight back with, but you can preach and teach and witness to those who come through the line, whenever they're coming to greet you and tell you how sorry they are for the loss of your family member. Whatever the enemy meant for evil, God can turn it into good. Just don't give up, guys.